You must be furious.
With?
With the collapsing to lose 3-1 in what should have been an even game.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go as far as saying collapsing, but I think at the moment for us, the deciding factors is on our quality in the final third, what we do in that area of the pitch. I thought we got in there considerably more in the game than what Norwich did. I thought for large spells, I thought we controlled the game. I thought we built well, we got sort of into good areas. I thought we nullified Norwich well. I think they've got some good players, so naturally they find little pockets at times and maybe deserve to get up the pitch and play through you. But I thought our game was defined by a minute before the second goal and the fact that we have a glorious chance to make it one each when we are completely on top for about 20 minutes. I think it started the second half. We miss it, and then we should have a foul in my opinion and Josh Laurent on the far side before they score, and then they go on and score the second goal right after it. And I think that for me encapsulates where we were today in comparison to Norwich. I thought they were precise and clinical at the top end, and I thought we were wasteful and made bad decisions when we got into good areas of the pitch.
We've spoken quite a lot of times about how the first goal's so important in the Championship. It seemed like that was especially the case today. Dean Smith's just been in here talking about the edginess that he could feel in the stadium. Just felt we let Norwich off the hook a little bit.
We were on top. Listen, you can always tell with how people lead with their questions. I mean, I've been in enough of these sort of press conferences. I've watched enough games. I've took enough teams to. We were good today in large spells, but we lost the game 3-1, and nobody cares about how you perform. What they care about is what you do there to score a goal and what you do there to defend the goal. And the first goal comes for an error from us, which is absolutely unnecessary. I mean, all we need to do is pop the ball off. We try and turn blind, they nick it, and they damage us. And then, like you say, we had a couple of good chances. Keita made a couple of decent saves. We have a penalty shout with Fosu where he sticks it through Hanley's legs, which I've seen back, which in my opinion I thought it was a penalty. But unless you make the difference when it matters and you have those moments, it doesn't matter to anybody, you know. So ultimately we lost the game. The third goal was particularly disappointing from our point of view. You know, I thought it was a weak goal we conceded.
I think we had 28 crosses going through that game. You can see from your side. We asked this kind of thing before, whether it's the quality of the delivery or quality of the finishing. Brown had one hit his face from close range pass from the very his. There were others that just didn't find the man as well.
Yeah, it's a bit of both, isn't it? You know, the two that we do have, if you have two headers, 6 yards for goal, 3 when you're not picked up, you'd expect that you would probably score 1 at least. Unfortunately for us, we didn't. When we get into as good areas as we did at times and we dragged sort of Norwich's backline across, we need to pick out the spare player. There's so many times we hit the first man with the ball. You know, we spoke about the fact that the first centre back will cover the space, you hang it up over his head, you're going to be 3v2, 4v3, you're going to overload that area. The 2 chances come from that, but we didn't do enough. Our quality wasn't good enough, our decision making wasn't good enough.
You mentioned yesterday about the need to be aggressive in the Championship as well, we need to be more aggressive. There were a couple of times when a couple of players seemed like they were brushed aside a bit too easily. Did you see that yourself?
Not particularly. I thought a lot of the time I thought we competed well. I thought we obviously showed them one side, we locked them in. I thought they really struggled to get up the pitch at times. I think there was a couple of times they maybe played the ball into the middle and sort of rolled in and got out a couple of times. But I thought in the main, if you're looking at percentage wise, I thought about 80% of the time I thought we did that side of it really well. And I thought when we had the ball, I thought we were comfortable. I thought we could be better with our passing at times. Sometimes we could slack passes away. But yeah, listen, when you lose 3-1, there's not much that you can say here because at the end of the day you've lost 3-1, so you lose any real sort of weight behind your argument that you've done all right for there to there, because it doesn't make any difference.
I guess that's the big thing to fix, isn't it? We keep saying doing all right from there to there, but it's that final part.
And that's why I hate saying it, Pete, because I'm not stupid. I mean, I understand the sentiment of what people think. It's not lost on me. But the problem I've got is I'm very reluctant to go, right, we'll kick the ball to them and we'll just sit in a low block and try and defend for our lives and hope we can try and nick something on the break, because I believe we're better than that. But at the moment, at that side of the pitch, and then sometimes at that side of the pitch, we need to make defensive decisions. We've come up short in the last 2 games, so naturally that's frustrating for me, it's disappointing. It's something I need to try and improve.
You've got a chance straight away on Wednesday to get back out there and improve it on the pitch.
Yeah, and like I say, it's details and final moments I need to fix, do you know what I mean? There's not a whole, like, we didn't come here the day, listen, I've been here as a manager where I've peppered teams and they can't literally get out of their half. I've watched teams get peppered here when they can't get out of their half. Today we were more than a match for Norwich in terms of the general game. They were more clinical. They were better in final third than we were, and they won the game off the back end, and they deserved to.
Is that personnel you've got to change, or can you?
Not necessarily, no, because I think if you look at us against Sheffield United, we made good decisions in that game, scored 3 goals. Made good decisions against Preston, scored 2 goals. Made good decisions at Hull, scored 3 goals. So it's not as if it's a continuous problem. What's happened is we played Rotherham, well that was a doom. They had 1 shot at goal, we had 29. They couldn't get out their half. We played Coventry for 65 minutes, they literally couldn't get out their half. But the difference is we don't damage them enough. Do you know what I mean? We've all been at games where you see that happen. Unfortunately for us, it's becoming a bit of a continuous theme, and that's obviously concerning, and I need to try and come up with a solution for that.
You spoke before the game about how you maybe expected Norwich to play quite expansive football. Was it as expansive and attacking as you expected? Or?
I thought they tried to open the pitch up, but listen, I've watched a lot of games of Norwich like I do every team, so I know exactly how they're going to try and do it, and we stopped it in my opinion the majority of the times, and it becomes a tough game for teams if you can be as aggressive and you can apply that press well. It turns into like when you have moments, can you hurt each other? Who's going to do it the best? I thought we heavily weighed it in our favour because I thought we had more of those moments, but they were better than we were, and that decided the game.
As you said, it was a pretty close one, obviously. Do you think they are sort of favourites for promotion, as a lot of people maybe outside feel?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not really here to comment on Norwich too much. I mean, Dean's the manager, so he's got a better idea than me. What I can comment on is the game. What Norwich are going to do for the remainder of the season, I'm not quite sure, I don't know.
Alright, cheers.
Just have 2 minutes on the concourse for the Mondays.
Cheers.